doubles. And his last time out in his starting role, Mike, went really well against Florida Atlantic.
It really did. And I'll tell you, this is a guy that really want to see turn a corner here. And this is a perfect night for him to do that, especially because these guys are pretty good hitters. I just don't think they hit as well as they pitch. The other side of it is they've been dangerous.
Here's the UTSA defense. Brandon Bishop enters into the lineup for this one. A really strong defensive center fielder, as Pat Hallmark has told us all about this year. As you mentioned, Micah, an East Carolina team that doesn't hit for as much power as they often have in the past, but they'll get on base in a variety of ways.
It is so different than the team we saw in here 2 years ago that featured Trey Yesavage, who's now with the Toronto Blue Jays, in the World Series, and Trey now rehabbing somehow from a shoulder injury, and we wish him the best. He's a great kid. Had a chance to talk to him 2 years ago, and you cheer for a guy like that. The other side of it is this is UTA's turn to really turn it on against East Carolina.
UTSA, the regular season champion in the American last year. East Carolina has been a dominant mid-major for years. 7 straight regionals, 9 in their last 11 years. Braden Burris lead things off against Christian Okerholm. Crucial 3-game series early in conference play. This one circled for a while, Mike, haven't we?
I had it circled at the end of last season.
Burris steps into the box. We'll get underway. Burris sitting at 364. Home run 17 driven. Christian Okerholm, a guy who is starting today because of his ability to command the zone, but has fallen behind to begin here with Burris. "23 home runs on the year for ECU. That compares to 36 UTSA.
You can see as Okerholm goes into his delivery, really charged up, and pitches are tending to fly away from him. And let's see if he can catch up here.
There's a walk. Braden Burris on to begin here in the first. 6th walk issued by Okerholm in 17 innings. And here's Jack Herring.
Herring, one of their more solid hitters. Carries a 104.6 OPS.
In his 2nd year at ECU, 2 prior at Rollins College. And Pat Hallmark going to come out for a visit with Okerholm. Not a guy who throws very hard, also not someone that you see be out of the strike zone like he has been to the first 2 batters.
And already activity in the bullpen for UTSA. And that is number 35, and that is Gunnar Brown.
There's a look at Brown warming up right now.
And you know what, Jordy, this is a situation that Pat Hallmark really doesn't have a way to control. And the bottom line is you got to rely on Okerholm to get his pitches down in the zone. You don't want to fall behind early against this bunch, especially the way they pitch.
UTSA still kind of working out their starting rotation as we get into conference play. Lost their ace Orlowski the first game of the year. And And the impacts of that are really starting to play out in the last couple of weeks. Connor Kelly was in the rotation. He's been out of it recently. Nice outing for him in relief on Tuesday. Now 3-1 on Herring. Pirates doing a good job of forcing Oklahoma to come into the strike zone.
Oklahoma having a tremendously difficult time coming into the zone.
There goes the runner. That's ball 4. So back-to-back walks to begin here. Umpire called the runner out at second base, but that's ball 4. That doesn't matter.
Everybody clap your hands. Batting third, the center fielder, number 12. Grady.
Big spot for Grady Lenahan. And here comes Pat Hallmark.
Well, this is really no surprise. No surprise at all. You got to stay in the zone, and Oklahoma in 2 hitters has not been able to do that.
We'll have a pitching change here in the first inning after 2 free passes issued by Oklahoma. Gunnar Brown coming in on the other side. After the starter, Christian Okerholm walks the first 2 batters of the game. Pat Hallmark goes right to his bullpen. The right-hander Gunnar Brown in for his 9th appearance of the season.
ERA tracks a little bit high at 7.23 over 18 2/3. But talking to Gunnar this afternoon, you get the feeling that he's maybe turned a corner, and he's got his hands full right now, and we'll see if that corner gets turned, and we're certainly going to be watching this with great interest.
Kind of an interesting outing his last time out Friday against FAU. Allowed just 1 run, but issued 4 walks and was charged with 4 hits as well. So just was able to get out of trouble, but if you're Pat Hallmark, you're looking for Gunnar Brown to pound the strike zone.
Yeah, and if you were the manager, the coach for ECU, Cliff Godwin, you are just absolutely rubbing your hands together in anticipation, because you have had now 2 runners, the first 2 in the game, aboard and nobody out.
I'm sure the discussion in the little huddle that we saw at the first base line was to force UTSA pitching to come into the zone. Don't chase. Grady Lenahan steps in. Best power hitter on this team. 5 home runs, 5 doubles, 30 driven in for Lenahan. Up the middle. Arquette bobbles it. What could have been a double play turns into another base runner for ECU. They've got the bases loaded with nobody out.
Big hop, but I'll tell you, that is a play that Arquette should have made. There's no question about it, and they're going to switch these guys back.
You mentioned that hop, but still had the glove down and just unable to bring it in to the glove. Ripped foul by Austin Irby.
Boy, Irby saw that one coming out of the hand and knew exactly what he had to do. He got the bat head out just a little too quickly.
Golden opportunity for ECU early. 3 base runners without a hit. Norby, the sophomore from Virginia Beach. 4 home runs and 24 driven in. On base percentage right at .400 as he works the hitter's count.
Now, in this situation, you really want to see Gunnar Brown come after this hitter, Irby. It's just imperative that he does, even though we're talking about the first inning.
Irby fights it off. Caught his right leg and shaking that one out. Home plate umpire Doug Williams giving him an extra moment to collect himself. Got him swinging. Big punch out for Gunnar Brown.
Just what the doctor ordered in this situation, and just overpowered him with that fastball.
Foul tip into the glove of Stuckey, who holds on for the out. And here's Colby Wallace. Ripped toward short. Eshelman has it to second for one. On to first, not in time. Runt comes in to score as Wallace beats it out. 1-0 Pirates.
You'll take the out. I just wonder if Eshelman might not have been better off to throw that ball to third base. I think that was the play to make there. And Eshelman turned and made a longer throw. There's so much more that can happen for the good if you throw it to third in that situation.
Freshman does get the out. Chance to limit the damage, but tough hitter at the plate. And Davin Whitaker, who takes just low. Whitaker hitting .382 on the year. 6 doubles, 2 homers, and 11 driven in. Brown gets the call for strike one.
So critical right now. We keep saying everything's critical, but it is. You really don't want to allow them to put up multiple runs in this first inning.
Big chance to swing the momentum for Gunnar Brown if he can get Whitaker. 2-2.
What are you going to throw in this time if you're Brown?
The breaking ball down has had some success in this inning, so
I would have said that or a straight change. Let's see what he decides.
we're not that out there for a reason, though. Fastball high. East Carolina's scored a run without a hit in this inning. 2 walks, an error, a fielder's choice. Payoff pitch. Ripped to center. Bishop makes the grab. Gunnar Brown limits it to 1 run in the top of the first. UTSA coming to bat on the other side. Here's a look at the Cowboys heating and AC starting lineup for UTSA. After just one plate appearance last year at TCU, Jacob Silva has really shined for the Roadrunners. He's batting second in Pat Hallmark's lineup. UTSA going to have to contend with the preseason American Conference Pitcher of the Year, brought to you by HEB, Ethan Norby. Here are the numbers on Norby: 38 strikeouts in 28 2/3 innings. That ranks third in the conference.
And I'm a strikeouts to walks ratio guy. 38 punch-outs, 10 walks.
Let's take a look at the Pirates defense behind Norby. Braden Burris in left, strong defensively, and this is a Pirates group that prides themselves on their defense. Big test for UTSA. Offensively, ranking in the top 25 in the country in so many different offensive categories. First in the American in batting average, but they have not faced a pitcher like this this year.
Not at all. The other side of it is, I keep looking at the number of base hits he's surrendered. 35 over 28 innings. So that tells you he is a hittable pitcher.
And what a matchup to get us started here in the first. Preseason Conference Pitcher of the Year, preseason first team all-conference Drew Detlefson, and reigning Conference Player of the Week.
Got that breaking pitch in on the hands. Looks so great crossing home plate, and it dived right down over the inner third.
Norby sits 91 to 94 with the fastball. He has two harder breaking pitches, cutter and a slider. Off the end of the bat to center. Lenahan puts it away.
Breeze blowing in right now, and apparently, looking at the weather forecast, it's going to continue throughout this evening.
Jacob Silva, switch hitter, steps in. Yeah, the message on the field before the game was line drives.
Yes.
Keep it down with the wind. High chopper. Parham waits for it. Strong throw to first to get Silva. Two quick outs for the lefty Norby, and here comes Josh Arquette.
Batting third and third baseman, number 0, Josh Arquette.
Boy, he's working that inside corner,
Sure
Norby, and trying to get these guys to go for it. It's just not a hittable pitch from that angle.
There's just so much in-breaking movement with that cutter and the slider. There's the slider for strike two. Roadrunners, such a disciplined team. They pile up the walks. That's going to be a challenge here today against Norby. Looping liner to right, Whitaker. A 1-2-3 inning for Ethan Norby. On to the second, 1-0 Pirates. There's a look at head coach Cliff Godwin for East Carolina in his 12th season. Four-time Coach of the Year. His team has won the regular season championship 5 times in the American, and just continues to rack up those NCAA tournament appearances. Pirates with 4 super regionals during Coach Godwin's tenure. Eshelman throws out Barron for out number 1.
Brings up second baseman number 1, Carlos Ackley.
ECU with a tough non-conference schedule. They enter this one 15-10-1. Looking to hit their stride here in conference play. Ripped to left for a hit. Chris Giacome is on with a first hit of the game.
Brings up shortstop number 4, Nick Parham.
Parham with limited opportunities this year. He's 3 for 21 on the season. We already saw the strong arm at shortstop displayed on a put out in the bottom of the first. You can see why he's in the lineup. Good breaker on the outside from Brown. Pirates scored a run in the first inning without a hit. Threatened for more. It was Brown that got out of trouble in relief of Christian Okerholm. Wind really blowing out there. Off of Brown. Makes the play to first. Akame up to second, and that was a hard hit ball that hit Brown. Fortunately, looks to be all right.
It'll be interesting to see as we look at this replay. It appeared maybe it hit the part of the glove. Because he didn't wince at all.
No, he didn't. Top of the order now, Braden Burris. Gunnar Brown appears to have found the command. Burris walked to lead off the game. One of 2 walks issued by the starter Christian Okerholm before Pat Hallmark went to Gunnar Brown. Burris a bunt and a good one. Tough play for Brown, and he'll just bluff a throw. Perfectly executed from Braden Burris.
Can't do it any better than that. No way, but Brown with the dexterity not to throw the baseball away.
Number 51, Jack Herring.
Imagine if Brown makes that throw, Akame is breaking for home plate.
Oh, sure.
Jack Herring now.
Not going to get the high strike call here tonight at all.
Herring walked his first time. High chopper over Brown. Eshelman takes it to second. ECU strands 2 runners on to the bottom of the second. Pirates lead it 1-0. UTSA head coach Pat Hallmark in his 7th season with the Roadrunners, Coach of the Year last year, and took his team to a regular season conference title. It is going to be a real challenge to match that this year. The conference is shaping up to be a really good one. And of course, that includes the Roadrunners' opponent this weekend, the East Carolina Pirates. 1-2-3 inning for Ethan Norby in the first. Lane Hayworth leads off. Just under 400. Transfer from Wichita State has just exploded offensively this year.
So I was talking to him about Wichita State, and it's been a great baseball program for years and years and years. And I said, why'd you want to leave? And he said, I'm from Texas. It's really cold up there. And I said, enough said right there.
Nasty breaking pitch from Norby. Picks up his first strikeout, 1 away.
Really need to get some people on base here. I think that goes without saying. Because Norby right now has a ton of self-confidence.
Averages over 12 strikeouts per 9 innings. As you said, opponents hitting pretty well against him, a .294 opposing average, but the ERA under 4. Stuckey absolutely fooled by that breaking pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Norby. Just filthy.
Well, it is. Tons of movement on that breaking ball. And when it's aimed where he aimed it, right at the hands, it's a really difficult pitch to hit.
He's gone to the slider with 2 strikes and had success. Talking with Coach Pat Hallmark before the game, and Norby's fastball, while it's in the low 90s, plays up because of that lower arm angle.
But right out of the gate, Caden Miller says, I want to see all of this stuff. And boy, Miller's having a heck of a season, huh?
He sure is.
.395, just a sophomore.
Strike 3 called. Norby fired up. He strikes out the side in a 1-2-3 second inning. Freezes Caden Miller with the fastball on the outside corner. Dizzy bat race at Roadrunner Field. As you take a look at the series history between the Roadrunners and the Pirates, limited action between the two programs, haven't been in the same conference for very long. Base hit left field. Brady Lenahan rips the first pitch he sees for a hit.
Brings up first baseman Ethan Norby.
This is becoming a game of who has the most self-confidence as we speak.
You get the sense that runs are going to be hard to come by for UTSA against Ethan Norby, after striking out the side in the second inning. Brown's allowed 3 hits, but no runs to this point. Hard ground ball through the right side. Lenahan was running on the pitch, so he'll get to third easily, and ECU is in business here in the third.
Are they ever? 4th hit given up by Brown. Lenahan with great speed, turning that corner at second base.
Now batting for the Pirates.
And now ECU is in position to add to its 1-0 lead here.
Scored without a run in the first inning, but the hits are starting to pile up against Brown. 4 in the last 2 frames. Big opportunity for Kobe Wallace. Has an RBI, grounded into a fielder's choice in the first inning. Chance to do more damage here. Base hit right center field. Lenahan in to score. First to third, Irby. And the Pirates take a 2-0 lead. Kobe Wallace is driven in 2.
Too much of the plate. And 2-0 now. And these guys aren't trying to do much at all, just hit the ball where it's pitched and run a little bit.
Beautiful inside-out approach from Wallace. Mike, we've talked about it, the conditions playing a role in some of the strategy at the plate. Whitaker, a drive to left. Detlefson loses track of it, dives, and makes the catch. My goodness. In to score is Irby from third. What a recovery from Jude Detlefson as they check on the runner at third to make sure he didn't leave early. Having trouble with the wind, and oh man, what a catch.
The Pirates catcher number 24, Walker Barron.
There was some question about whether Irby had left, so UTSA checked on him at third base, but ruled to have left after the catch from Detlefson. Gunnar Brown gets a much-needed first out. 2 runs home for East Carolina. Good block from Stuckey. Even on that one, Mike, you could tell that ball was hit really hard.
It really was.
By Whitaker, and I think it caught Detlefson off guard that it didn't go deeper.
Well, you're spot on in what you saw, and I thought the guy left too quickly. Just between you and me. That third base umpire standing right there. I'm assuming he caught it, obviously.
Hard ground balls and line drives, the name of the game, and that plays into East Carolina's strength.
Yes, it does.
Little pop-up. Arquette will throw to second, hoping for a double play, but the infield fly rule was in effect for the second out.
Nice try.
Now Chris Hawkame. Singled his first time up. It was windy in the first inning, but it has really picked up.
Yes, it has.
In this frame.
This is not a criticism, but I'm going to tell you this strike zone from Doug Williams is the tightest we've seen in this ballpark all year.
Here to right, Hayworth puts it away. 3-0 East Carolina. They get 2 more runs in the third inning. Bottom of the third inning, East Carolina leading 3-0. We're welcomed by head coach Cliff Godwin for East Carolina. Coach, it's a windy day out there. What's the mentality to your team at the plate to try and take advantage of that?
Just hit low line drives, hit the ball on the ground because it's not going anywhere in the outfield.
Can you tell us about this pitcher? This is a bulldog of a pitcher, this little left-hander you got.
Yeah, Ethan has been really good for us for a couple years. Early on it wasn't easy for him, but he has continued to try to work hard to get better, and his fastball command and his pitches have been working today.
They certainly have.
Thank you so much for hopping on, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Aiden Eshelman strikes out. Another punch out for Ethan Norby. 4 straight.
UTSA hitters must stop right now and hit the baseball where it's pitched. You're not going to be able to get by with allowing a pitch to go by and hope it's not going to be called a strike. That strike zone is tight.
Slider again for strike 3 from Norby. Brandon Bishop getting an opportunity in the lineup today. Just 16 at-bats on the year coming in. A guy in the past who has had a lot of success against left-handed pitching.
I think when we put their coach on, Coach Godwin, I think we really reinforced what was going on in terms of the wind.
Yeah. It is intense. And his messaging exactly what the UTSA dugout was talking about as well. Low line drives, balls on the ground. We saw in that last frame a hard hit ball from Whitaker that just died and left. Now 3-2 on Bishop.
The blessing that we have tonight with this wind blowing in reminds me so much of the last 3 seasons when we had blowing wind like that coming in and the temperature at 28 degrees.
Brandon Bishop draws a walk. So the first base runner for UTSA comes here in the third. Snaps 7 in a row, retired by Norby.
Brings up second baseman number 2, Jordan Bailly.
See if that can spark the Roadrunners and their offense. Here's the 9th place hitter, Jordan Bailly. Walks are a key for UTSA this year. When they draw at least 4 walks in a game, they're 16-4. 2-3 otherwise. Norby is not a guy who is missing with too many pitches at the moment.
He certainly is not.
And frankly hasn't had that issue all year. 11 walks in 31 innings. He ain't held up on the swing.
Well, he had it locked, he had it loaded and ready to go, and he did indeed hold up. but it again shows exactly how difficult Norby is to face.
Jordan Bain's numbers down this year as you get a look at the preseason ranks by D1 baseball. Ethan Norby ranked number 3 among starting pitchers in college baseball. Bishop was running on the pitch, fouled out of play by Bain. Preseason All-American, preseason conference pitcher of the year, and he is showing why so far. For the Roadrunners, Bain a good guy to have up at the plate. 4th highest on-base percentage in the country last year at .541. Norby's keeping a close eye on Bishop at first. Another throw over. And limited time for Bishop this year. 1 for 1 on stolen bases. There he goes. Fouled off at the plate by Bain, or no, just strike 3. So Bishop will pick up the stolen base. Now 2 out in the inning for Drew Detlefsen.
5 punch outs now.
Rare to see Bain chase like that out of the zone. That is the breaking stuff of Ethan Norby. Detlefsen flied out to center his first time up. 31 RBIs on the year. Fans expressing their frustration with the strike zone. Look to be right there. Just a little bit high.
Ooh. That's hard to take. That is a pitch that's very hard to take.
Especially with 2 strikes. Fouled off. Such a fun battle between these stars. There's a look at the strikeouts that Ethan Norby and his compatriots have put together this year. Already with 5 in the game. Soft ground ball towards second. Hakame to first, just in time to get Detlefsen. That ends the inning. UTSA held off the scoreboard to the 4th. It's 3-0 Pirates. The American Conference certainly shaping up to be a good one this year. 6 teams in the top 100 in RPI, and it's going to be a tough run for UTSA and ECU despite the dominance they've had the last couple of years.
It always seems to be that way. A wave and a miss. Off the arm of Gunnar Brown as we open play with the 9th hitter in this lineup in the top half of the 4th inning. That would be Nick Parham. Here's the next pitch downstairs. Evens it up at 1-1. Parham ground out on a comebacker for the second out back in the 2nd inning. A 3-0 lead for ECU. Here's the pitch. That's on the inside edge. Pretty good looking pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's Parham, then back to the top for Burris and Herring as we play in the 4th. Brown winds and fires. That's a one-hopper hit to short. Eshelman uprights and throws a strike to first. One gone here in the fourth inning, as Gunnar Brown has moved into his fourth inning of work.
Back to the top of the lineup with the left fielder.
Braden Burris has walked and singled. That walk in the first inning led to the first run of the game. They got one run with no hits in that first inning. Right-handed batter looks at one on the inside edge. Pretty good looking pitch again, ball one.
Brown has allowed 5 hits, but all of them singles. It's been some good situational at-bats from the Pirates.
That one on the outside corner. Evens it up at 1-1. Little cut and run away from the fastball of Gunnar Brown. Burris at 364 opening play tonight hits a towering pop-up into short center field. Racing in and taking over. Nice job by Bishop to put it away for the out. Really, that was going to be a terribly tough play for Eshelman to make. And his center fielder saved the day. Bishop with a long, long run. 2 gone here in the fourth.
Yeah, pop-ups are just going to be an adventure all night long. And great job from Bishop. Coming in on it, had the best angle, taking charge for the out.
Jack Herring stands in, walks in that first inning and struck out, or actually grounded out. 6 unassisted to finish the second as he looks at strike one. Brown pushing the pace. Throws a slider downstairs. Pretty good looking pitch again. Evens it up at 1-1. Right back comes Brown. That one just misses wide. 2-1.
You mentioned he's pushing the pace a little bit, Mike. That's a sign that he's getting into a rhythm. He's starting to feel more comfortable.
Yes, absolutely. The wind at 2-1, the pitch. Big over the top breaking ball for a strike. Dandy pitch served up.
Absolutely.
By Gunnar Brown.
Great spot at the knees.
Couple of balls and strikes. It's popped into right center field. On the run, Bishop. On the run, and it'll be Hayward to take over. And 1, 2, 3 goes ECU. The Pirates go in order here in the fourth. No runs, no hits. We're back with the bottom of the fourth in just a moment. Ethan Norby has turned on the gas. 3 shutout innings. He struck out a total of 5 over those 3 and has been tough as nails here in the early going here in San Antonio in a 3-game series. This kid has proven early in the game that all the headlines we've seen about him were true.
No question about it. He struck out 5 of the last 7 batters, and we've seen some strikeouts looking with that slider that's been super effective. We are joined by Connor Miles in that UTSA dugout. Connor, you are left to yourself and you're watching Ethan Norby out there. What are you seeing him do effectively so far?
He's just getting ahead early. He's filling the zone up, making us swing at pitches, not giving us anything easy to take. And it's a tough day to hit. Wind's howling in, so the boys are doing their best.
Jacob Silva looks at strike one as we visit with Connor Miles. Are you going to be going in this series at all?
Yeah, I will. I'll be going I'll definitely be going at some point in one of these next 2 games for sure.
That's over. Strike 2 call. It's always fun to watch you.
Thank you.
The thing that really has amazed me in the years that I have known Connor Miles, no balls and 2 strikes to Jacob Silva. 0-2 pitch, a wave and a miss. Strike 3, got it. So that is another punch out, the 6th for Norby. Is the way you manage to craft your pitches and your approach to fit each individual hitter, do you study hitters that closely?
Yeah, absolutely. We had another scout meeting this morning, and essentially we just go over every hitter, pitches they like to hit, pitches they don't like to hit, where they hit them.
That's great.
So everyone's kind of got their own individual scouting report, and that definitely affects the pitches that we throw them.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you in this series. Connor Miles, our guest. Thanks a bunch, bud.
Thanks, mate. Have a good one.
You bet. That one fouled off, and that takes it to 0-2 on Josh Arquette, who flied out to finish off a 1-2-3 first. 3-0. UTSA trails the Pirates from East Carolina University. Norby winds and fires. That's a wave and a miss at one way up and outside. 7 punch outs now. You got to hold off of pitches like that. That pitch is sailing way up and out, and you can't help this guy any more than laying off some pitches.
That is now 7 of the last 9 that Norby has punched out, just dominating here in this one.
That smack foul off to the left and out of play by Lane Hayworth. Lane became the first strikeout victim in a 1-2-3 strikeout second inning. 2 more punch outs in the third, 2 more in the fourth. The wind and pitch. That's down the middle of the plate. Strike 2. Hayworth open play tonight at 396. 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Right down main, strike 3. So 8 punch outs. And the second 1-2-3 strikeout. No runs, no hits. 3-0 ECU. Jake Qualia takes over for Gunnar Brown. Brown gives up 2 runs on 5 hits over 4 innings of play. And Qualia comes on in an effort to hold it in check. 3-0 ECU here in this top half of the 5th inning.
Qualia, a guy that Coach Pat Hallmark wants to see continue to improve this year and be a crucial part of the Roadrunners bullpen. It's been an up and down freshman campaign, but someone that he really thinks can be important for this group.
Yeah, and when you talk to Pat about Qualia, his eyes sort of sparkle. I think he thinks this kid has a lot of upside, and we'll see how he does against a very tough hitting Pirates team from East Carolina University.
There's the numbers on Gunnar Brown coming in relief after the starter Okerholm was out following 2 batters, and 5 hits, all singles, allowing those 2 runs. Did settle things down pretty nicely.
He did. After giving up those singles, he retired the next 6 he faced, in fact. And we'll see how Qualia does as he steps in here to open up this 5th inning.
The Pirates see center fielder number 12, Grady Linehan.
Linehan, Irby, and Wallace, the 3 up to face Qualia here in this 5th inning. A 3-0 lead, as we said, for East Carolina. First Qualia pitch. Just misses low and outside, ball 1. Linehan singled and scored one of the 2 third-inning runs that upped it to 3-0. The pitch smacked into center field on the run and right into the hands of Braden Bishop for the out. 1 gone here in the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Austin Irby. Irby singled and scored in that 2-run third. He struck out for the 2nd out back in the 1st.
There's just some wicked spin on these line drives into the outfield. It's just interesting to watch how these outfielders manage it.
Qualia's pitch right down the heart of the plate for a strike. Qualia's come out with his chest puffed up, showing some self-confidence here through 1 out. Here's the 0-1 on the way. That one misses wide, evens it up at 1-1. Austin Irby has his gear on tonight. And I'll explain that in a second. Here's the 1-1. That's smack down toward first. And a toss over to first. Qualia there to take grab. And that is the second out here in the 5th inning. Irby has about enough armor on to play in an NFL football game. I mean, what is he missing except shoulder pads and a helmet? But he has on a batting helmet. I mean, he's just... If he was going to get hit on the elbow, it was not going to hurt.
You'd hope. You'd certainly hope that the gear is doing its job. But the ball always seems to find the places where you're not covered up.
Of course. Right-handed hitting. Colby Wallace stands in, and did he get hit? Nope, almost. Ball 1. Wallace singled behind the Irby single in that 3rd inning. Aboard on a fielder's choice in the 1st. It's a 3-0 lead for the East Carolina Pirates here in San Antonio. The 1-0 set. The delivery. That one just wide of the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Top half of the 5th inning. First of 3 against ECU. The 2-0. That's on the inside edge for a strike. Now, if Qualia can continue to hit that spot, that's going to be a tough chance for Wallace to try to pull with 2 out. The 2-1 set. Here it is. Squares to bunt and does so down the 3rd base side. This is going to be trouble. Throw to first. Not going to get it. Infield single. First hit given up by Qualia.
That is another excellent bunt for a hit from ECU. We saw another one of those earlier in this game, just perfectly placed down the 3rd base line. And UTSA was not expecting that one.
Nope. And that's the kind that'll get you in trouble every single time. Davin Whitaker stands in. Qualia's pitched to him. A wave and a miss. Boy, that one rode up and in on him quickly. Strike 1. That ball had a tremendous explosive finish to it. 1 strike to count. Whitaker has flied to center field both times. Wants to finish the 1st. And for the 1st out in the 2-run 3rd. Here's the 0-1 set to pitch. High chopper hit to second base. The field and the throw. And that's all over. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left. Middle of the 5th. 3-0 East Carolina. The topic of discussion up here in our booth all evening has been Ethan Norby, the left-hander, has struck out 8 of the last 10. 4 shutout innings, 8 punch-outs, and a walk. That's some kind of pitching, especially against a team that hits as well as UTSA. No doubt about it.
The best offense in the conference, one of the best in the country, has been shut down by this talented left-hander.
Andrew Stuckey, the catcher, looks at one very tight at that back foot. Ball 1. Breeze kicking up again and blowing in very hard from center field as Norby gets ready. He winds and the lefty deals. That's down and in again. Misses low and inside. That back foot slider. 2 balls, no strikes.
We've so often seen UTSA hitters falling behind in the count. Finally, a hitter's count for Stuckey.
And that one looked a bit outside. It's a called strike. Stuckey, like so many tonight, had struck out his only time up. That's strike 2 called. If you try as a hitter at this level, here's the 2-2 pitch. Upstairs, ball 3. If you try to guess with this guy, you might as well hand him your bat. You go back in the dugout and think of other things for the rest of the day. Payoff. Bouncing ball up the middle, into center field, a base hit. So there goes the no-hitter as Stuckey comes through with a knock. And let's see if UTSA can build from there.
Hard ground balls and low line drive. That is what the two coaches have been preaching today with this win, and Andrew Stuckey provides a hard hit ground ball up the middle to get UTSA on the board in the hit column.
Caden Miller caught looking in a 1-2-3 strikeout second inning. Here's the pitch from Norby. That's a breaking ball, misses inside, low, ball one. Look at those flags out there. We'll get a shot of them sooner or later, but all you have to do, great shot, guys. That just tells you what's going on. 1-0. That's a high drive out toward right. Wind's going to carry it somewhere out around Bernie, I would suspect. One ball and one strike. Caden Miller, 4 homers, 21 driven in. Looks at one inside, 2-1.
Didn't get the call, but that is such a good backdoor breaking ball for Norby.
It is, and it's, if you're a hitter up there looking at that, here's the 2-1. That's up and in, 3-1 now. If you're looking at it, the worst thing you can do is think about the umpire calling you out on a strike that was close. Ball 4. So something brewing here. First, the second free pass issued by Norby. Runners at first and second now. And that'll bring up Aiden Eshelman it is. Reached safely in 26 straight games, has Miller, the side that great graphic says. Eshelman struck out to open the third inning. And out comes their pitching coach, Austin Knight, in his 7th season as an ECU Pirates pitching coach.
Yeah, first time he's even had to think about coming out for a mound visit with Norby, the type of dominance that he's had. But good job by Stuckey and Miller with their discipline in this inning. The bullpen has not been as good as the starting rotation for the Pirates this year. As you see, that the strikeouts both good, but that ERA definitely a big tick up.
That's why they're going to, you see the difference when the ERA between the starters and the bullpen. That's why they're going to ride Norby about as far as they can ride him. Let's see if UTSA can get on the board here. Nobody out, 5th inning. A 3-0 lead. Runners at first and second. And Aiden Eshelman comes up as the tying run. The set. Norby checks second base, deals. That's bunted foul, first base side, strike one. Bunted it too hard, and I think perhaps in the wrong direction. I'm not sure whether he intended to do that. It certainly looked like it, though, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Looked like a push bunt up the first base line.
Here's the pitch. He's bunting again, and that almost hit him. First base umpire had his fist up. I don't quite understand what that was about.
Yeah, he didn't get the bunt out of the way. That's strike 2 on Eshelman.
We'll look back at second. Norby deals inside. Walker Barron, the catcher, just did get his mitt on that baseball. Otherwise, you're perhaps looking at runners at second and third. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Eshelman. Deep right-handed crouch. It's away, even a miss. Strike 3. So 9 punch outs now.
Eshelman just fooled there, kind of a half-hearted swing and a big strikeout for Norby.
Braden Bishop stands in, drew a walk, with 1 out in the 3rd. Oh, for a base hit here. That gets away. That'll move the runners to 2nd and 3rd. You're going to call that a wild pitch, are you?
I have to see another look at it. That was a close one. It's a huge play for UTSA. Is just trying to scrap for runs. It's not a game where extra base hits are easy to come by. Skips through the catcher Barron's legs. I think that's probably a wild pitch with the speed it was coming in.
Any doubt about it. 1 ball and no strikes. Let's see if Bishop can just poke one over the infield. That's on the ground right behind home plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Jordan Bayeen waits on deck. 3-0, but UTSA with a scoring chance here in this 5th inning. And only 1 out. The center fielder, Lenahan, playing very, very shallow due to this heavy wind blowing in from center field. Time called as catcher and home plate umpire having a bit of a chat. 2-0. Waved at it, missed. Checked his swing, actually. That's strike 1. Bishop badly fooled there.
What a big spot for Brandon Bishop. Again, just 16 at-bats on the year.
2-1 pitch. Bouncer foul. Into the third base UTSA dugout. This will be the 73rd pitch, served up by Ethan Norby. UTSA trying to break onto the scoreboard. The pitch. Looking at a called strike again. Holy smokes, 10 punch outs. And that'll bring up Jordan Bayeen.
Norby freezes another batter. That one on the inside corner. Bishop displeased with the call. Well, these are close pitches to be taking if you're UTSA.
Can't take a pitch that close. But this has happened 5-6 times already. Jordan Bayeen struck out his last time up, which was his first. That breaks wide of the plate, ball 1.
Matches a season high for strikeouts. Norby had 10 strikeouts against Rutgers in February.
1-0. That one breaks outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Boy, if you're going to score some runs to try to get back in it, this is the time to do it. It took until the 5th inning to get here. That's over for a strike. They did have a 1-out walk in the 3rd, but it has been all Ethan Norby. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Hauled it off his hands and back into the screen. Squares the count at 2.
Norby had a 19 strikeout game last year against Coastal Carolina. This is something that he can do when he's at his best.
Well, I'm convinced. Put me on the convinced roster. Foul back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A leadoff single by Stuckey, a walk to Miller. A wild pitch moved him into scoring position. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone, 5th inning. Norby's pitch. Breaks wide and low, ball 3.
It's an excellent take from Bayeen.
It is, and if you can just get aboard here, you've got Detlefson waiting on deck. That's upstairs, ball 4, lost it. So the 3rd walk issued by Norby loads him up for Detlefson. And let's see if Drew can come through with a base hit here.
The type of at-bat that Jordan Bayeen created all last season. That on-base percentage of over 500 and drawing tons of walks, 41 in total, just like that in clutch situations.
Bases juiced. Norby winds, left-hander fires, downstairs inside, ball 1. Detlefsen, a veteran collegiate hitter, has 9 homers on the season. Pitch, breaking ball way dead, missed. Tried to pull it out of here and came up way empty. That ball in on his fist before he could get the bat head around. 1-1. Here it is again. Bounce right back to Norby. On to first, got him, and UTSA leaves the bases loaded here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, 3 left. We head to the 6th inning. 3-0 East Carolina. Okay, so Jordy Fee Platt, tell me your interpretation of the game so far.
Well, I think it's been a lot of Ethan Norby and more Ethan Norby and some singles sprinkled in for ECU and then some more Ethan Norby. That would be my summary.
I cannot disagree. Here we go, 6th inning, lower 3rd. It's Walker Barron. Carlos Giacome. Here's the pitch. Qualia throws it inside, ball 1, and Nick Parham. Straight up outfield. Game remains a 3-0 ECU lead. UTSA left them loaded in the 5th. The set at 1-0. Qualia deals it. That breaks. Ooh, pretty good looking pitch. Ball 2.
5th inning, you're just hoping if you're UTSA, that was a confidence builder for Qualia after a couple of rough outings coming in.
The set at 2-0. That's there for a strike. Well, you got to hand it to Norby. He has checked all the boxes that we have read about him. The 2-1 pitch. Low ball through.
UTSA mounted that rally to load the bases in the 5th, but Norby just seemed completely unfazed.
3-1. The pitch. Bouncing ball foul over toward the third base UTSA dugout.
See, head coach Cliff Godwin has put on a little pullover with the wind. Bundling up a little bit.
The set. Qualia deals payoff. Smacked into center field. And making a nice adjustment. Actually, Bishop came running in on that, and that ball took off. And Bishop made a nice adjustment to put it away for the out. 1 gone here in the 6th inning.
Bishop has been handling the wind beautifully so far. He's had to track in a number of times. That time, as you said, broke in and then had to track back and was in control the whole way.
Carlos Giacome had a single, a 1-out single in the 2nd. He flied to right to finish off the 3rd. And he looks at 1 down, ball 1. Right-handed stick. Qualia works from the first base side of the rubber and deals. That misses inside, 2-0.
From Caracas, Venezuela.
Had a 3 RBI game on February the 18th. It's Northern Illinois. Here's a wave and a miss, strike 1.
See, he's very frustrated with himself there. Could have gotten ahead in the count, 3-0.
Qualia's 2-1s on the way. Ripped it foul down the third base side and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Letter high set the pitch. Little tapper hit foul down the third base side. Count remains at 2-2. I still have not seen any pitchers posted by either team for tomorrow. Two balls, two strikes. Pitch. Wow, just misses outside. 3-2.
And interesting, in the present moment, no one throwing in the Pirates bullpen. Ethan Norby with 83 pitches right now. We'll see how long that lasts before they get someone going.
3-2. Smacked into left. Detlefson backpedals, turns around now, puts it away. Two fly ball outs, two gone in the 6th inning, and that'll bring up Nick Parham, who's grounded out both times, once back to the pitcher and once to short.
Brings up shortstop number 4, Nick Parham.
Parham, left-handed batter. Up on the grass at third comes Arquette. That's hit on the ground. Down to the first baseman. Miller races to the bag. And up and down in order goes the lower third of the 6th of the order. No runs, no hits. We hit at the bottom of the 6th, 3-0 ECU. Pirate pitchers in the rankings. How about this? Third in strikeouts, Norby. Gavin Van Kempen, someone we will see this weekend, a .85 whip. That's ridiculously good. And a 1.84 ERA. And Sean Jenkins, a reliever, 4th in whip. Walks, hits over innings pitched. That pitch misses, ball 1. To Silva, the next pitch. Backdoor breaking ball for a strike. He's about to serve up the 86th pitch. We're talking about Norby here. That's bounced out to the shortstop. Long throw across, got it. Ethan Norby makes this look like child's play.
It has been so impressive to watch. UTSA had their best chance in the 5th inning, loading up the bases. Didn't have a hit until that frame. But aside from that, it has been pure dominance.
Josh Arquette has flied to right to finish off the 1-2-3 first. He became the 7th strikeout victim for the 2nd out in the 4th. That pitch, strike 1. The 0-1 delivery. That misses inside. Norby saddled him up in North Carolina this morning onto the airplane, and or maybe it was yesterday. That's a high fly ball down toward right. Forget about it. Didn't quite make it to Bernie, but almost. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's a ball that's fair most days. It
Well, yeah.
doesn't even land in foul territory all the way out of play. Just amazing.
But Norby just decided while he was riding the plane in here, he's going to show these Texans what's going on. And he's done it. That's upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And you know what? He has.
No doubt.
2-2. Popped up into center field, playable, racing over to left fielder. Ball blows it back to him. And that, I got to tell you, Linehan faked me out. I thought that ball was headed toward him, and I think maybe had it not been for the wind, that ball, if you look at the way the flags are blowing, now they switched a little bit since that pitch was thrown. But I think Linehan was right to head over that way. 2 out now. And that pitch misses to Lane Hayworth, ball 1. Hayworth has struck out both times. That hit him. So, another base runner. And that'll bring up Andrew Stuckey, who singled to open up that 5th inning.
Interesting, Mike. These two teams tied for the lead in the conference in hit by pitches, but that's the first one we've seen of the day. Roadrunners now have been hit 47 times this year.
Ouch. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Wow. And that's a call strike. Nothing in one. Wave that and miss. That curveball just aimed for the hands. Thrown perfectly. Exactly where Norby wanted it.
We've seen the slider and the cutter, the harder breaking pitches. That one, a change of pace from Norby.
For the first, not in time. Stuckey with the only base hit. The next pitch from Norby. That's hit up to the infield, and he'll take over. The shortstop grabs it. Side retired here in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, one left. We're headed to the 7th. 3-0 ECU. Let's take a look at some pretty impressive numbers tonight for the East Carolina Pirates. 3 runs on 6 hits. They've struck out only once. They've drawn 2 walks, and they've left 6 on base. So they've done a pretty good job against UTSA pitching. Although the Roadrunners had a big chance in that 5th inning, leaving them loaded. 1 run in that situation may have turned the mental part of this game around for UTSA.
Yeah, no question about it. And you credit East Carolina for knowing that the situation with this crazy wind, it does play to their strength. They're not a team that slugs a ton, but those 6 hits, all singles.
Upper third of the order. Burris looks at strike 1. Called it a ball. Burris 1 for 2 with the walk. He scored the first run back in the 1st inning. Inside, ball 2. So Qualia now out for his 5th inning of work as we play in the top of the 7th. The 2-0. A wave and a miss. Did I call that wrong?
It's his 3rd inning.
3rd inning, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking right at it. Sorry. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A pitch. Down and away. 2-2.
So far, this has to be a really nice confidence booster for Qualia. He's been around the strike zone a lot.
Well, I sure hope so, because here's the 2-2. Chopper foul. Nice leaping grab by one of the bench players in the dugout, UTSA dugout. He had to go above the roof line of that dugout. Now that, you know, when you're in spikes, that's a pretty good jump.
Was that Sam Simmons?
Yes, it was. That's exactly who it was. The stretch at 2-2. And here it is. That one fouled off again. Count remains at 2-2. But Qualia is the kind of kid, if you just watch him throw a pin, you know it's, I say it in parentheses, it is there. And the mental side is where he will eventually succeed as well. 2-2. It's a high drive into right. Hayward started, turned around to come back to get it as it blew away. And that is the first out here in the 7th inning. 1 gone as Burris flies out. And that'll bring up Jack Herring. Herring has been aboard once in a back-to-back walk with Burris back in the 1st. He's flying to right and grounded to short unassisted. 3-0 ECU. That's outside ball 1. You were about to say.
Just another extra base hit that died out there.
Yep.
You could see the way Hayworth was reacting to it, thinking it was going to be over his head, and then ended up having plenty of room in front of him.
Boy, I sure hope we get more wind in here tomorrow. Not really. Here's the 1-0. That went over the inside edge for a strike. Man. I told you before we started the broadcast, Jordy, that a couple of years ago and once or twice last year, that's way inside, 2-1, we had the same kind of wind, except it was about 28 to 33 degrees. And that just changes your life.
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing.
Those days are killer.
2-1. Chop right back up the middle. And that'll roll into right center field for a base hit. So Quaglia gives up his second knock. 1 out. And that'll bring on Linehan.
Now batting for the Pirates, center fielder,
Brady Linehan had a single and scored their second run back in the third. He's 1 for 2, or 1 for 3, pardon me. Got aboard on an error back in the first. Quaglia's first pitch. He hit high in the air over to right. Nice little sprint workout for Hayworth. But again, it blew about, I don't know, 75, 80 yards away from him. Didn't come close to burning either. No balls and 1 strike. A 1 pitch. Hit high in the air again. This is over toward right. Hayworth has this one sized up. Puts it away for out number 2. That'll bring up Austin Irby. Irby singled and scored in that third. He's 1 for 3 overall.
Considering the UTSA starter Christian Okerholm faced just 2 batters, UTSA is doing a great job at limiting the number of arms they're having to throw, with Gunnar Brown going 4 innings and now Quaglia approaching 3 of his own.
Sure are. That's fouled off. That could make a difference in this series.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So important in that first game of a weekend to work through a big group of guys. And it looked like UTSA might have to, but not the case at this point.
The set at 0-1. Turn and a toss to first, not in time. Side armor throwing in a bullpen for ECU. Set at 0-1. Pitch. Right down Maine. Ball 1. One ball and 1 strike. Check his swing, fouled it back to the left of home plate and into the padded wall.
Joseph Webb warming up for East Carolina. See if Norby gets a chance to start the bottom of the 7th.
The 1-2 set. And the pitch. Chopper foul, first base side. That's a little bit of a conundrum for Cliff Godwin.
Yeah.
I mean, if the bullpen numbers are what they are, at least what we've seen from them, it might be a bit of a stretch for Godwin to put in a reliever. I don't know, side armor or no matter. Let's bounce right to second. Bain picks it up, throws to first and got inside, retired to finish off a scoreless 7th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th, 3-0 ECU. Let's take a look at the American Conference scoreboard. UAB just blasting Tulane, 9-0. South Florida trailing Charlotte 6-2. Wichita State a 4-1 lead in Memphis. And Florida Atlantic trails Rice down in Houston, top of the 4th, 2-1. That's a little pop-up, hit out toward left off the bat of Caden Miller. And handled easily by Burris, the left fielder, for the first out here in the 7th inning.
That is huge. Ethan Norby just threw his 97th pitch of the night. He gets Miller on 1 pitch, and that'll allow him to go even deeper into this start.
Aiden Eshelman has struck out looking and swinging. He was the 4th and 9th strikeout victim. He and his coach, Pat Hallmark, having a bit of a discussion, all wind blown down that third base side.
Temperature drop has been something else today. It was in the high 80s just prior to game time, and here we are at 73 degrees with lots of wind.
Norby ready to work. Winds it up, deals. Down the middle, strike one. The next one just misses inside. These are really close pitches. 1-1. Wave and a miss. Brought his arm angle up a little bit and dropped a big Uncle Charlie on him. Nose to toes curveball. Here's the 1-2. That hits home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's pitch number 101. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So
the 11th strikeout for Norby, a curveball on the inside corner down at the knees of Eshelman, and UTSA has struggled with that inside pitch.
They really have. That one sailing inside, ball 1 to Braden Bishop, who's walked and struck out, who hasn't struck out tonight. Drew Detlefson has not. Here's the 1-0. That misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0 delivery. There for a strike. Norby winds it up, deals. Just missed the outside, 3-1.
The tight strike zone continues for Doug Williams tonight.
Boy, it really does.
It's been something both ways, but both pitchers are not getting any help.
3-1. Strike 2 called. Payoff. Did he go? Call him out. So that does it. No runs, no hits. We're headed to the 8th. 3-0 ECU. It's your turn now.
It is to the top of the 8th. East Carolina in front 3-0. A whole bunch of zeros up there. No runs since the 3rd inning when East Carolina struck for 2. It's Jake Quaglia back to the mound. He's already worked 3 scoreless innings. First pitch strike to Colby Wallace. What a strong performance from the freshman to this point. Down the right field line. And that will hook out of play. Over and over we see that. Lane Hayward thinks he's going to have a play on it and then just ends up way, way out of his reach.
Lane's going to sleep very well tonight for all the sprint work he's done this evening.
Wallace has a couple of singles and a couple of RBIs as he grounds that one foul. UTSA starter Christian Okerholm faced just 2 batters and 4 innings of 2-run ball from Gunnar Brown. Now it's Jake Quaglia. And we mentioned it a moment ago, Mike, but just so important to preserve that staff if you're UTSA the rest of the weekend, and Brown and Qualley are helping do that. Got him swinging.
Excellent pitch.
Elevated fastball from Quaglia, picks up his first strikeout. No chance for Wallace to catch up to that.
Elevated fastball, and I agree 1,000% with what you're saying about Quaglia. This may be a turnaround of the season for him.
High chopper, nice play. Josh Arquette. 2 gone. To get up to it quickly on the high chop, and did so with ease. Walker Barron, the batter, he's going to talk to his head coach, Cliff Godwin. It's really sweet. I've seen a couple of times his players kind of go down the line to talk to coach and have their arm around each other. It's sweet. It's a sign of the relationship he built with his players.
Oh. Hard to disagree.
I love it. It's good to see.
I'll bet you, though, if you talk to each and every one of the players, they would tell you you do not want to cross that man. And that's not disparaging that coach, because he has a reputation of being an outstanding coach. And obviously, from the way they've played through the years for him, it's all true.
4-time Coach of the Year in the conference, a former player at East Carolina. Was an assistant at a number of power conference schools, including LSU and Vanderbilt. Then made his way back to his alma mater. Hit high and deep to left field. Detlefsen will have room thanks to the wind and makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning in the 8th for Quaglia. Roadrunners need to get their bats going. After the outstanding performance from Ethan Norby, ECU's going to their bullpen to try to finish the job, get the last 6 outs. Joe Webb in for his 11th appearance of the year. Those are the numbers for the transfer from Liberty. 19 innings, 23 strikeouts, 10 walks.
Well, Joe Webb, that sounds like a baseball player, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Who are you going to bring in? Joe Webb.
Pitched a couple of times last weekend against UAB and allowed just 1 run across 4 2/3 innings. It was really effective in relief. Baseball name indeed. How about another baseball name? Jordan Bain will step in to lead off for UTSA.
Lead off for UTSA, bottom of the 8th.
Just 1 hit to this point for the Roadrunners, who have to be thrilled to see Ethan Norby exit the game. 12 strikeouts in 7 scoreless innings, allowed just 1 hit. Right down Broadway for strike 1.
Save situation for Mr. Webb, assuming he stays in the game.
Yeah, there is action in that ECU pen. Bain walked his last time up in the 5th to load the bases for Drew Detlefsen. Norby was able to get the ground out to end the inning. Best chance the Roadrunners have had to this point. continues to blow like crazy. We've got gusts of over 30 miles an hour. High chopper. Parham handles that one so beautifully. Just made it look very easy for out number 1. Brings up the top of the order, and Drew Detlefsen.
Up the left fielder, number 12, Drew Detlefsen.
And a UTSA offense that is 12th in the nation in batting average at 326 as a team. They have been shut down tonight. Mentioned the stat earlier in the game. When it comes to walks, UTSA's drawn 3 walks so far today. Ripped to left by Detlefsen, down for a hit in front of Burris. It's the second hit of the game, comes off the bat of the UTSA leadoff man.
All right, let's see if we can turn this into something here. This game is not over if UTSA can get going just a little bit with its offense. For crying out loud, you still have 5 outs.
Here is Jacob Silva now. Ground ball to first. Irby throw to the pitcher, Webb covering for out number 2. Detlefsen down to second on the play, but East Carolina happy to trade that runner moving up for the second out.
Brings up the third baseman, number 0, Josh.
Here's Josh Arquette. UTSA draws 4 walks or more. They're 16-4. They've drawn 3 of them so far today. High chopper to third. Wallace throws out Arquette. 4-batter inning for Joseph Webb. ECU pitching continues to dominate. East Carolina retains a 3-0 lead. No runs since the 3rd inning. Pitching has been the story for both sides. It's been Jake Quaglia for the Roadrunners keeping them in the game. 4 scoreless innings on just 49 pitches.
Well, you know, it seems to me that Pat Hallmark has a decision to make here involving Quaglia. Where do you use him? What does he go in the rotation, perhaps? It'll be interesting to watch how this develops, because this kid has shown us something tonight. I mean, he could have come in here and, you know, just pitched just okay, but he has been on top of his game. This is the best I've ever seen him.
Yeah, it's been mighty impressive. Just the one strikeout, but been pitching to soft contact really well. Approaching a career high in innings pitched for the freshman. That was 4 2/3 innings back in February against Coastal Carolina. However, in that outing, he allowed 6 runs, 5 of them earned. So it's just been a totally different story today. Detlefsen. 1 away. Akame retired for the 3rd time.
Brings up shortstop, number 4, Nick Farhan.
Just 2 hits for East Carolina since the 3rd inning. And yet they hold the lead thanks to their dominant ace, Ethan Norby. Called off by Nick Parham, 1-1. Detlefson into left center. Has it for out number 2. Fly balls continue to die out there. And Jake Quaglia has matched a career high with 4 2/3 innings.
Back to the top of the lineup with the left fielder, Drake Burris.
Also now retired 7 in a row and 8 of the last 9.
He's basically shut him down.
Yeah, it's been really impressive. That's the splits. A lot of fly ball outs for Quaglia. That is not a fly ball out. Scorcher from Burris. A 2-out single. First hit since the 7th. And the second hit of the game for the leadoff man, Braden Burris.
Now batting for the Pirates, the designated hitter, number 51, Jack Herring.
Here comes Jack Herring to the plate. Quaglia trying to hold the line at 3. Burris a threat to steal at first. 7 stolen bases in 8 tries this year. Herring 1 for 3 with a single. Stark contrast from the game on Tuesday for UTSA against Texas A&M Corpus Christi, where both coaches just emptied the staff.
They did.
In this game, 5 combined pitchers. Combined pitchers on Tuesday. Two now on Herring. Singled in the 7th, walked in the 1st. It's one of the 2 batters that Christian Okerholm saw at the beginning of the game. Burris a healthy lead at first base. As I mentioned, got 7 stolen bases in 8 tries. Detlefson has it for out number 3. 3 fly ball outs for Duke Detlefson. 5 scoreless innings for Jake Quaglia. Last chance for UTSA in the 9th. Roadrunners trailing 3-0. They've mustered just 2 hits against East Carolina pitching, and now marks their last opportunity to extend this game. Joe Webb out there for his 2nd inning of work out of the bullpen in relief of Ethan Norby, who struck out 12 in 7 scoreless innings. Best chance for the Roadrunners so far came in the 5th. They loaded up the bases and did not score. It's Hayworth, Stuckey, and Miller due up for UTSA here in the 9th.
Lane Hayworth.
Ripped foul. Hayworth was hit by a pitch in the 6th. He's also struck out twice. .388 hitter on the year. Off the glove of Webb, ricochets to Hakame, has to hurry and does to get Hayworth. The defense for East Carolina has been excellent all night long.
Brings up your catcher, number 27, Andrew.
A hot shot off the glove of Webb. And Hakame just sticks with it, unfazed. Drew Stuckey with one of the 2 hits for the Roadrunners tonight, a single in the 5th. High pop up, and it'll get out of play. Other pop up first base side this time. Irby runs out of room. Webb is looking for his first save of the season.
Hate to tell you, but we're going to have the high winds throughout this series, according to the weather forecast.
Higher temperatures on Sunday, but a little cooler tomorrow.
20% chance of rain on Sunday.
Two to Andrew Stuckey. Count runs full. Caden Miller waits on deck. On the outside corner, strike 3. Andrew Stuckey doesn't like the call, but the Roadrunners are down to their final out.
Well, catcher had to pull it back over the outside edge to make it a strike. Watch.
13th strikeout for East Carolina pitching, 12 of them coming from Ethan Norby. Caden Miller trying to keep the game alive. 0 for 2 with a walk. Three walks drawn by UTSA to this point. Just great command from East Carolina. Miller has on the count to 3-1. Right there for strike 2. Inside for ball 4. Caden Miller extends the game with his second walk of the night. And that will give a pinch hitter, Diego Diaz, an opportunity. He'll hit for Aiden Eshelman. Chance to have a left-handed batter against the righty Webb. Diego Diaz, 293 batter on the year. 3 home runs, 19 driven in. 465 on base percentage. Great breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, he's sitting dead red, and that ball floats in there at about 70 miles an hour. Good pitch.
Ground ball to first. Tough hop. Irby handles, tosses to Webb, and that's the ball game. Ethan Norby and Joe Webb toss a 2-hit shutout for East Carolina in the series opener. Just masterful pitching. Holding a Roadrunners offense that came in 13th in the country in batting average to just a handful of base runners. How about that, Mike?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a disappointment, obviously, but all the things we read about Ethan Norby turned out to be exactly correct. And I was not disappointed in any of it, simply because this kid just came out with a vengeance. I mean, he really, really did. And the next thing you know, UTSA's found itself in a bind and no way to get out of it. That kid just pitched himself a great, great ball game.
12 strikeouts, the second most of his career. An incredibly impressive outing from the lefty, preseason All-American, doing it all for the Pirates. They had just 3 runs in the game, didn't score after the 3rd inning, but just didn't matter in the end. ECU now 3-1 in the conference. UTSA drops to 2-2. It's the 16th win of the year for East Carolina. UTSA now 18-8 overall on the season. UTSA has had ECU's number the last couple years coming into this series, and this was a big statement win for the Pirates.
No doubt about it. And I'll tell you, you knew when you got 2 straight 1, 2, 3 innings and you had 3 punch outs through 2 innings, it was going to be a rough night for UTSA hitters. And Norby just kept throwing the baseball and succeeding on every single pitch. You cannot overcome that sort of pitching day in and day out. But he put on, somebody said that, maybe it was you earlier, we saw a clinic in here tonight.
We sure did. Best chance for the Roadrunners came in the 5th inning. They loaded up the bases with 2 out, had their best hitter in Drew Detlefson up at the plate, but Ethan Norby just settled things down, was so confident against maybe the best hitter in the conference, got the out right back to him to end the inning, and really no more threats aside from that. We'll be joined in just a moment by the star of the show here tonight. UTSA crowd of over 1,200 was treated to some excellent pitching, just not the type of pitching they were hoping for. But a great conference game, and should be a great series between these 2 squads.
.205 tomorrow. We still have not seen any pitchers posted, but I guarantee you it's going to be a lot of fun. And there he is.
We're joined now by Ethan Norby, USAA star of the game. 7 scoreless innings, 12 strikeouts for Ethan. Ethan, you were dominant in this outing against a really tough UTSA lineup. What was working for you? Ethan, can you hear us? Seems like we're having some technical issues. You can hear us? Okay, we can't hear him, sounds like. Yeah, he's talking into the mic. We cannot hear Ethan Norby at the moment. Trying to get this one sorted out.
There he is.
There he is. Hello, Ethan.
There we go.
What was working for you in this start?
The fastball end was working great. Then playing everything else off that, slider, or cutter, change up, just keep mixing and keep them off balance all night.
Ethan, at what point in this game, was it the first inning, the second inning, the third, where you knew you had it and had it in a great, great way tonight?
I mean, throwing in the first felt good. Going 1, 2, 3 for the 1 through for the 1 through hit 3 hitters on their team. They have a good lineup. Just going after them and getting a clean inning was big, and then after that, just keep passing the torch to the next inning.
Bases loaded with 2 out in the 5th inning. Drew Detlefsen coming up, obviously a big-time hitter in this lineup. What was your approach going into that situation?
I mean, just keep going after him. The wind was blowing in all night, so I just wanted to make him hit me.
Do you have any kind of sense of feel when it begins to get cold, even though the wind is blowing behind you?
Yeah, I mean, it actually pushed me over a couple of times, I can't lie. So I had to adjust with that, but it was fun, having a pitcher's day, and our defense making great plays behind us.
They sure did, and you did a great job.
Thank you,
buddy.
Thank you so much for hopping on, Ethan.
Thank you.
East Carolina with the 3-0 win over the Roadrunners in the series opener tonight. Ethan Norby with 12 strikeouts. Thank you for joining us. For Mike Capps and our entire crew, I'm Jordy Fee-Platt saying so long from Roadrunner Field. The Pirates win Game 1.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.